Welcome back, guys, to another technique video. Today we're going to be going over 3 variations for the low kick. The first one we're going to be doing is the chop kick. Next is just going to be our normal low kick going all the way through right to the middle, and then lastly is going to be the downward low kick. So depending on what school you go to, they might teach you one or the other first. So the first one we're going to be starting off is going to be that chop kick. So I'm here. The chop kick is very useful to be fast. That's what it's used for. Really hitting your opponent as fast as you can in the leg. So I'm here. I do not turn my hip all the way. It looks like this. Chop kick here, chop kick here, chop kick. Of course, I'm still taking that drop step. I'm still making sure that my hip is open. However, I don't go all the way through with my hip. I'm not going here and kicking all the way through with my hip. I'm actually kicking slightly upward, aiming here towards the bottom or the top above the kneecap. I'm aiming here towards the bottom of your thigh, but still above the kneecap. Right there, a lot of times people don't have too much muscle and you can create a lot of damage. So I'm here, I turn my hip slightly, but I do not go all the way through. Just like the low kick, we're still extending the arm, keeping that chin down. Other hand's gonna be up for defense. Looks like this here. Chop kick here, chop kick here, chop kick. Sometimes, especially for shadow boxing, it might be really easy or easier for people to do the chop kick instead of a full low kick here and balance, right? I want to be doing a chop kick. If you have some trouble doing the low kick going all the way through here, boom, right? You can start with the chop kick as well here, boom, here, boom. I slightly turn my hip, but again, I don't turn it all the way. I'm not kicking upwards completely neither. I am kicking slightly to the side, again, aiming here above the kneecap to the lower part of my opponent's thigh. The chop kick is a beautiful combination to really, again, use it for speed. Since I'm not turning all my hip all the way, I can use this technique to really combine my punches and then put that low kick with speed in there. Here, I feel that my opponent, or I see my opponent is off balance. I see the opening, boom, chop kick, boom, chop kick. It is the riskiest one. The reason is because since you don't turn your whole body, you're not turning that shoulder, you're gonna be wide open for attacks just like the cross, right, or the teep. So again, just be careful. Every single technique has its pros and its cons. The pro of this technique is that you can really master this technique a lot faster since you don't have to turn your hips so much. Also, it allows for people that are not as flexible to throw this kick. It's easier to balance with when you do shadow boxing. And again, once you do your combinations with your punches and you see an opening, it is the fastest low kick that you can do because you're not turning that hip. So I'm here, chop kick, here, chop kick, still turning this foot outwards. That way I'm able to still put some of my hip in there. Here, boom, chop kick, same arm, same leg, chin down this way. But of course, you're gonna have this opening in the front. There's nothing bad with it. Just know that that opening is there. So in case your opponent attacks you, you'll be ready to dodge the punch. You'll be ready for that hit if you need to take the hit, all right? Now let's go to the second one, which is gonna be the downward low kick. So the downward low kick, to give that variation, now we're kicking downwards, just like the name says it. We're gonna be kicking downwards. So I'm here, downward low kick. Now, the aim of this low kick is actually to hit the hip flexor. So I'm aiming here towards the hip. And if you ever got hit there in your hip, you will know that you will not be able to walk. Your whole leg just goes limp and it's gonna be very hard to move. So that is the aim of this downward low kick. It does require a lot of accuracy. You wanna be still hitting with your shin bone, the bottom of your shin. Sometimes you can even hit slightly with the top, which is still a little bit thicker, but I wanna be aiming here, the top of my opponent's hip. Right here, you have the hip flexor. If you get to hit your opponent there, your opponent will lose that leg, all right? Will lose the momentum of that leg because their leg is gonna go limp. It's gonna be hard for them to move and it's gonna be very painful. Also, since it's a small muscle, it doesn't take too much to hurt it as well. So again, we're gonna break down this downward low kick. Now, when I do that downward low kick, I wanna make sure that my foot's facing even more to the side or even a little bit backwards. So I'm here, downward low kick. So if you notice, my foot's even facing all the way back because I want to be able to turn this, I want to be focused on this knee, turn it downwards, and then kick, all right? Of course, I'm still swinging the arm and still keeping this hand for defense. So here, downward low kick. Again, what I'm trying to do is aim here for the top of my opponent's hip, that hip flexor. And then once I hit my opponent there, they're gonna really, really feel it. I'll show you here on this side. Downward low kick, one more time. Downward low kick. I'm turning that foot a little bit even backwards here. Downward low kick, all right? Do not lean back too much because then you'll lose your balance. Downward low kick. Of course, I still have my eyes on my opponent, ready to counterattack, ready to defend in case I do miss that kick. I can throw my combinations. I see my opponent is shielding up, is giving me time. This technique's a little bit slower because it takes a bigger path, right? You gotta really get that leg up there, right? And then slam it down, boom, hit and aim towards the hip flexor. So it is a slower combination, and you can even hop with it here. You can hop, boom, land with your whole body weight on it. So I'm here, I kick downward. Again, I'm still hitting with the shin bone, even you can go a little bit higher, but I'm still aiming with my shin bone again towards the hip flexor. So if you notice, you can use your techniques in many different ways and hit different parts. So right now with your low kicks, you're not only just saying, hey, I'm gonna be kicking the leg, right? I'm gonna be doing a low kick and then kicking the leg. You went from kicking the leg to being more detailed and more accurate. So now it's like, no, I wanna kick this part, this small part of the leg above the kneecap with the chop kick, right? I want to be kicking the top of the hip, here the hip flexor, to be able to hurt my opponent. So it's not about just the leg anymore, it's about the details and being more accurate with our techniques, angling and giving our low kicks variation. And of course, the last one, the one that I've taught you since your level 1 in the beginning, is gonna be your normal low kick, which is my favorite and the one I use the most. Here, just going all the way through, low kick, making sure I bend this leg and going all the way through, turning that shoulder is gonna give you the most protection, and this is why it's my favorite low kick, because it's still super powerful and it has a lot of protection, a lot of defense, because you have this shoulder, you have this arm, and of course your hand is up here for defense, so you're gonna have a lot more defense and you're still gonna have a powerful kick. Again, guys, be sure that you use each of the techniques depending on what your opponent gives you. Practice all of them. So again, right now you don't only have this low kick, your normal low kick, right? You have 3 variations, and according to the fight, if you're a fighter, if you're sparring, if you really want to put this into practice according to what your opponent gives you, right? Then you have to give different variations to your techniques, all right? This is not always one same technique all the time. This is a low kick here, boom. This is a low kick, boom, right? And this is a low kick, downward low kick, hitting different spots according how tall your opponent is. Of course, you might have to hit a little bit higher or a little bit lower. So again, guys, there's a lot of variations, and that's what makes the basics more advanced, is the details. So remember, right now you're not just doing a low kick to the leg. Right now you're being more accurate. I'm gonna hit that part of the leg here. Boom, I'm gonna go all the way through. Boom, hit a little bit higher, right in the middle, right? I'm gonna hit that hip flexor going all the way down with that downward kick. So again, it's gonna give you those variations by putting these different low kicks in there. And of course, you can do it with the other leg as well. You can do a switch chop kick, boom, right? You can do a switch normal kick here, boom, or a step kick. You can do a switch downward kick here, boom, and you're gonna be doing those in your shadow boxing as well. All right, guys, so that is the breakdown of 3 different low kicks: your normal low kick that I already taught you, the chop kick, and then the downward low kick. All right, guys, see you guys in the next video.
Thank you for watching all the way through. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Special thank you to our VIP students and superfan. Our channel wouldn't be possible without your constant support. If you have not become part of our team, what are you waiting for? Get access to my most exclusive training videos. See you in the next one. Stay iron strong.